My fiancé wants to include his high school sweetheart in his wedding party, so I told him that if she's at his wedding party then I won't be in the altar. My fiancé and I have been dating for about 4 years and engaged last year. Before dating, my fiancé dated his childhood best friend, Liz, for 8 years. They were briefly engaged before calling it off. From what I was told, they decided to break it off because they were getting married for the wrong reasons. They were planning to get married because it was the next step, and since their families were best friends, he needed to marry her. After they broke off the engagement, they remained friends. Since the beginning of our relationship, I knew Liz was in my fiancé's family lives. Liz and my fiancé's moms are best friends. Liz is also best friends with his younger sister. My fiancé and her are friends in the same social circle. I don't have a problem with Liz and her friendship with my fiancé. I like her as a person and would consider her a friend. However, sometimes we hang out, and I feel left out, like I am the third wheel, because of their inside jokes and shared childhood stories. I have always tried to be open-minded about their friendship since he assured me they are only friends, and I do trust both of them. My fiancé and I are finalizing our wedding party now. Since we both have best friends of the opposite intimacy, we agreed it's okay to have the opposite intimacy at our wedding party. I told him who I wanted to ask to be at my wedding party. He mentioned that having his sister participate in my wedding would greatly benefit him. I got along well with his sister and agreed to include her. When he listed his wedding party, he mentioned Liz. I was taken aback. I told him I wasn't uncomfortable having her attend the wedding party. I told him I was happy to have her attend the ceremony and reception, and that she can sit with his family and be in the family pictures. However, that wasn't good enough for him. He said that it was his wedding party and that it was his decision who was going to be at it. That I have the right to choose my wedding party, so he should be able to choose whoever he likes. I told him that's unfair because I'm not having my high school sweetheart at my wedding party. This is becoming a huge fight between us. He said he was putting his foot down, and Liz was going to be at his wedding party. I told him that I would not budge on this. Out of anger, I told him to choose me or her. If she's at the wedding party, then I won't be standing at the altar. He responded by telling me that I was acting crazy and that he would go stay with his brother until I calmed down and be reasonable. It has been 3 days now. He has texted me twice since the fight. First time to ask me if I have calmed down and am ready to be reasonable. The second is to ask me if I have agreed with his wedding party list. I told him my answer was still no, and I didn't know if I could let this one go. Update: we did talk. We both laid out where we stood in our reasonings. He insisted that Liz be at his wedding party. His POV is that he wants to share his biggest life decision with his closest friends. Friends that have stayed by him since he was a baby. I get that. I truly do. And I also want my best friends to stand there. It did make me feel like the asshole for being so against it. However, I can't change how I think. I still don't want her to be in the wedding party, but I'm willing to let it go. However, this fight did bring a lot of issues to the surface. For one, her involvement in our relationships going forward. Second, he can walk away easily during a fight. I don't accept how this fight went about. Marriage is forever. We will have bigger fights in the future, but a fight should never end with one side walking away. Third, I was unhappy with his insistent request for her to be at our wedding party. If the role had been reversed and he had insisted that my best friend not attend the wedding, I would have done so because it's our day, not just mine. I believe compromise is important in a marriage. I didn't see any signs of his willingness to compromise. So, after all that, we are still engaged. However, we have decided to postpone setting a date for the wedding. We are thinking of maybe a wedding sometime in late 2025. We are going to see if we can build back the trust that we had and if we can build a stronger foundation for our relationship.